Hey, and welcome to Positive Partners.
Hello.
Here with Tom High School, and today promises to be a kind of a fun one.
Yeah.
I think.
Oh, it is. Scenting.
Scenting. So, what is scenting?
It's what every dog knows.
Okay.
It's what
We're not
they're
looking
about.
for poo in the yard, are we?
My dog, right. There's some that's just right. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just, you know what, it's been in the sun just long enough and all that. Yeah, and so that's part of the hunt if there are no squirrels around, but that's another story, I imagine.
Mine like rabbit.
Yeah.
Those are little
Yeah.
juicy nuggets in there.
Yeah.
And if you ever see your dog out in the yard and they sniff something and then they turn and put their shoulder down and then start rubbing, you can guarantee just about that they've found the smelliest thing in the yard.
Almost for sure. take money on that.
For some reason, they got to get it on them.
Yeah. Now with dogs, their olfactory scent detection area is as big in them as our visual area is in us. We have a big visual area and a small scenting area. They have a big scenting area up here just behind where the nostrils connect with the front projection of the brain. That's the scenting area. Anyway, theirs is relatively big, and over the association of people, their scenting area has gotten bigger. Their thought process planning area has gotten smaller compared to wolves.
How about their hearing? How's that
It's
compared to us?
better than ours, much higher. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they're real sensitive visually to motion. Mm-hmm. They can pick up. They can tell. They can tell if someone's touched a pane of glass or a something like that, like weeks before. They're amazing. The scenting area in all of us, in us and dogs, goes straight to our emotional centers. So when we get a scent of something that's been a good situation, you know, the Thanksgiving smells, all that sort of stuff, that give us a positive association that goes straight to our emotional centers. It bypasses all the rest of the brain. It's just a straight emotional association. And in dogs, it's the same thing. So there was a dog who was reactive, and so very selectively, they could not figure out what was going on, and finally identified that the dog was reacting to the odor of pepperoni. And someone in the house recalled that a pizza delivery person had kicked the dog and they were delivering pepperoni. So anyway, it goes straight to the emotional centers, and so
I guess if you don't think about it, most people didn't realize that sometimes when you smell things, man, it brings back memories like that.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah, because the emotional areas and the memory areas are relatively, the hippocampus and the amygdala and all the limbic system emotional areas are very low in the brain, and they're areas that we share, that all mammals share. So.
What kind of game are we going to
What kind of games? We're going to have 3 games. 2, no equipment required. The first one is, which hand is it in? The second is a game with boxes. You have boxes around and you build it up slowly, and you eventually have all kinds of boxes, and the dog goes out and sniffs and checks it out, and it's a hunting activity. And the last one is a puzzle type game with some cylinders that are in a board, and the dog lifts those cylinders up. Then there's a hole in each cylinder, and it lifts them up when it smells over the top of them, and detects which one or ones have food underneath it.
Now, would there be, I know this is kind of the way that the police dogs are trained to find marijuana or whatever it is, bomb-sniffing dogs.
Sure.
They associate those things.
Right.
As regular owners, is there something that would be kind of useful to do, you think?
I don't know, Bo. I don't train him now to do this, but I had him trained to scent detect bed bugs. He was good, but there's a little clip of him finding 3 insects in which can contains the paint cans, which in a series contains the 3 insects, and he was very good at that.
Yeah. You may not want them to do skunks, but
yeah, right. Anyway, you can train them if they're intrinsically interested in odor. It's an animal that they like to follow. Then you don't have to connect that odor with something
reward.
With a reward. But if the odor is arbitrary to them, like drug sense would be arbitrary to them, or if you're doing a diabetes detection dog, if someone's blood sugar is low, that creates a certain chemistry and a certain smell in people. And so what is done is, first off, it helps to have a dog that's got a strong bond with people. But what you do is you present the target. Well, first you teach an indication. Something the dog does on cue, whether that's nudging, or whether that's sitting, or whether it's putting a paw on someone and holding it there. Any indication that's appropriate to the person and situation. And then what you do, that's a cue that they know. Then you present that odor as the new cue. So new cue, here's the odor of low blood sugar. Then you give the instruction, paw or sit or touch with their nose. And then at some point, the dog knows that chain of association, and when you present the low blood sugar odor, which is from saliva when someone's having a low blood sugar incident, you present that, then the dog will sit or paw or whatever it's taught to do. The reward follows, whether that's their a food reward or affection or a game of tug or
favorite toy.
Favorite toy, yeah. Ball crazy dogs are fun to train because they will work all day long. Yeah. All right. So we might be about a good time to start the video that we've got here. Yeah. We good?
Yes.
Okay. Let's roll that video.
All of this starts with a big difference between dogs and us. They smell in stereo, and they have a special organ which detects hormones and pheromones, which are chemical messengers. This amazing sensitivity not only tells them about other dogs, but it also gives them the ability to detect changes in us, such as diabetes, incipient seizures, cancer, even our own stress levels. We primarily see our world, and they smell theirs. We see things and hear things as they occur. They smell things as they were, as they are, and as they will be, as odors which linger, odors which are coming, and odors which are present. All are what they read in whole chapters at a time. In the dog's natural world, the dog's nose and the dog's mind has plenty of activity, and that's great exercise for a dog. So what can we do for our dogs? Well, we can teach them nose games. That's a terrific activity for all dogs, including especially for dogs that are reactive. So let's start simple. Let's keep it with no equipment.
The first game we'll show our dogs is finding something in our hands. Okay, it's like the shell game. Is it in this hand or this hand? Well, it's in this hand. It's a good idea, whichever hand you start with, putting food in. Keep using that hand for your food, otherwise the other hand's going to smell like food too. And your dog will have to decide which hand smells more strongly of food. So to make it easier, start by keeping food in one hand only. So to begin with, we'll show the dog, if your dog has a stay, then ask the dog to sit and stay. Otherwise, put your dog on a short tether so the dog can look at the food but can't reach it, so you're not having to physically manage your dog. Show your dog the food, then close your hand and then say touch, and bring your hand close to release your dog. At that point, you maybe have to have something looped around a heavy piece of furniture on the bottom so you can let your dog come up to you. Anyway, you say touch. The dog then touches your hand with its snout. When your hand is closed like this, they're not going to be encouraged to bite. And when they make contact with their nose, which is a touch behavior, you have just a couple treats in there. And you open your hand and say yes. When your hand's like that, again, they won't be encouraged to be biting on you. So then they've got the idea. So then what you can do is show them, your hands here, and then show them, okay, the food's over here, and then say touch. Well, obviously they're going to go to the hand with the food in it. When they contact your hand, say yes, open your hand up, give them the food. Now give them the idea that the food's not always on the same side, so you switch your hands, okay, and show them food is over here and say touch. When they touch over here with this hand, again, yes, open up and feed it to them. If they pick this hand and touch it, then show them there's nothing there, and then put your hands behind your back. Bring them out again, show them, okay, touch, and if they pick this hand, contact it with their nose, then open your hand up. The next step is bring your hands out from behind your back. Place them both out here, close to one another. That way, and you're actually making it easier for your dog to tell which scent the hand is in, because it only has to put its snout right here, and because the dog's nostrils are stereo, in this case the dog's left nostril is going to be picking up my right hand, and its right nostril is going to be picking up my left hand. Easy task for it to tell the dog to tell which hand it's in. Then it'll touch the right hand, yes, open up and present. Hands behind your back, bring them out and cross them, bring them close together, touch. Again, when the dog gets this hand, present, say yes and present. So yes, then present. The yes comes before you move your hand and open it up. If the dog happens to pick the empty hand, you just show there's nothing there and put your hands behind your back and repeat the same thing. So you can practice going, which hand's over top of the other. So that's pretty much it. And then to make it more difficult for the dog, as the dog gets better at the game, when you bring out your hands, make them a little farther apart. That way the dog has to, let's say the dog goes to this hand first, doesn't get any significant odor over there, then it comes over here and it makes a comparison, says, oh, this hand's it. Where is it? Touch. Yes, good boy. Now make a little farther away. Come here, Bo. Come here. See it? Good. Where is it? Touch. Yes, good boy. Now if he made an incorrect choice, I would show him an open hand and then put my hands behind my back. All right, where is it? Yes. Good Bo. You can do a similar game with UPS boxes. You can go to a FedEx or UPS store and buy these, or keep what you have around the house and accumulate over time. What you do is you put, again, have your dog in a stay or have your dog tethered, and which teaches self-control. You put some treats in the box. Again, it helps to use the same box or boxes as food boxes. So you can mark F on one of those boxes, and dogs don't generally read English. You can teach them, but they don't come that way. And so just mark F for food on there. The dog goes in there and gets it. Have the dog back some distance, put it in there and say find it. Then have a couple boxes out there and put it in one and leave the other one open. Again, keep using if the box is a food box, have that stay at food box as much as you can. Start mixing them around, and then the dog, so it's a little bit like the shell game and so forth. The dog has to use its nose. It's going to be using its eyes and its nose. Over time, you can start closing the lid down a little bit. So the dog has to use its nose a little bit more. And at some point, because the dog from other games has learned putting its snout on a location is a way to give an indication that the scent's in there, but it can't get to it. Now, at some point, it may, pop the lid and get to it, which is, fine. That's part of the fun. Eventually, have as many boxes as your dog has gotten used to out there. Switch them around and so forth, and let the dog go hunt. The dogs love this game. You can put other boxes on top. Okay, let's say this is another box instead of the Jetsons. And put it on here, and the dog has to move this box or go around it and that sort of thing to get to the box underneath. And they love the game. It's great fun for them. Good. Stay. 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 Oh, stay. 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 Down. Sit. Okay, go find it. Good boy. Good job. Good job. Down. Good. Stay. Down. Sniff. Good. Find it. Good job. Good job. Good job. With this game, your dog would learn several things. One thing it has to know is how do you get the little wood pieces off. So we'll ask the dog to take them off by grasping the pieces with its mouth and setting them over. My dog is pretty pawsy, and so I taught him to use his mouth, because otherwise the most efficient thing is just come in here and knock everything over and make quick work of it and get it all. No effort other than knocking things around. So, to begin, the first skill for the dog is knowing how to pick one of these up. So you put one of these out here without anything in it, and when the dog takes some interest in it, you say yes and deliver a treat. When the dog puts its mouth or lips on it, yes and deliver a treat. When the dog puts its mouth on it and lifts it up, yes, deliver a treat. Puts its mouth on it and picks it up, yes, deliver a treat. Now the dog knows the behavior. What do you do when you see a little shape like that in this situation? You put your mouth on it, you lift it up. So there you're sure about what the dog's going to do, essentially. So you can put a cue or a word to it. Say, take it. The dog puts its mouth on it, lifts it up. Yes. So now that you've got that behavior, then you put a treat or several treats underneath a hole here, and you can point to that. You're having the dog wait in some fashion, so it's a good thing to have already taught stay in order to play a lot of games. So stay, and then take it. The dog comes over and lifts the treat up, and automatically, great, it's got it. That's self-rewarding. So then you put your dog into a stay again. Let's say you show the dog, okay, it's under this one, and there's nothing under there, under here, and you take him near the dog, and you say, take it, and the dog comes over here and sniffs. It's going to be odors, comes out of these little holes, and there it gets its reward. Comes over here, maybe it's curious, no harm trying, takes it, say, oh yeah, nothing there. So then what you can do when you've got two of them is say, okay, nothing here, and there's one here, and then just turn it slightly and say, or find it, and which is what the dog's going to do. It's after food, so find it, and then comes over here. And if the dog starts pawing or something like that, give the dog the instruction, take it. So lifts. If it's nudging with its nose and shows it's targeting this one, so then ask, take it, lift it up. Okay. Then what you can do is you can start spinning them around, without showing the dog where it is. Okay, say take it, and the dog, goes, now is having to rely more and more on its nose. Then you can put a couple more things out here, and then leave it in the same place. Okay, and then say take it, the dog goes right back to the same place, and then it knows it's going to be successful. Then what you can do is spin it and say take it, and then the dog will explore and come over here and get that. It's a good idea, just to simplify things for the dog, to, at least at the beginning, leave the odor in one location. That way you don't have substantial recent residual odor from each one of these other locations. You're good. You got it.
Beautiful. What is smarty pants? What is
Target.
So, tell him sit though.
Sit. Yes, good boy. Come. Yes, good boy. This is what your dog's nose looks like and sounds like when it's working scent.
Go ahead and play around with some scent games. It's a great relationship builder. The weather doesn't have to cooperate. The dog will love it, and you will enjoy it a whole lot.
And if a dog is reactive, if a dog is upset by, has had rough circumstances for whatever reason, playing scent games can be really good for rehabilitating dogs. And that was kind of something people found out that they weren't really looking for, but it is something the dog they're in their natural element. They've got control over their environment. They're winning.
Mode.
They're in hunt mode. Yeah.
They're not in fear mode.
Yeah, that's a good
looking
point.
for things.
Yeah.
Their attention is directed onto something.
Right. Right, and when they're directed onto something, all the rest of the environment, whatever they might have been somewhat anxious about, the rest of the environment it's okay because, hey, this is more important.
Yeah.
And so you get good associations to the
Yeah,
rest
like
of the...
whenever my little brown dog Riley goes out into the field, and he likes looking for whatever goes into these holes in the field.
Yeah.
You can call him and call him. He doesn't care.
Yeah.
He's just out there digging in the, like, come on, let's go. And nope.
Yeah.
He follows his nose. I
Yeah,
mean, he's a
yeah.
real dog. My other dogs are more companions, and
Yeah.
they just want to be with you. And he
Yeah.
doesn't care.
Yeah.
Like, I'm getting what's in and out.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's that strong drive and
Yeah.
what kind of dog?
He's a mix, probably
Okay.
beagle type.
Okay, right. Yeah. Let's see.
Any variations or other?
Yeah,
advice?
well, yeah, some beagle types have like 300 million scent receptors in their front brain area, the olfactory area. Humans have like 6 million or something like that. Other dogs have like 200 million. So they're so much more sensitive than we are.
And there's probably different smells that they can pick up that we can't.
Right. As a matter of fact, we were talking about pizza earlier. They smell. I know what I was going to say. They smell the past, the present, and the future. The future comes to them on the wind, And so when they're out scenting, what they're doing, it's like they're reading the whole newspaper or the whole magazine all at once. So they're very, very engaged in what they're doing. And for them, they are as engaged as we are with our favorite movies or TV shows.
And how about the dog with his head out the window?
Right. Well, that's getting all kinds of all kinds of
what a
scent
rush.
there. Right. Yeah. Might want to put some doggy goggles on.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, it's wonderful activity for them, and
I'm going to have to try some of that. I haven't done that before, but it looks pretty fun and interesting.
yeah, just start off with something in one hand and nothing in the other. When you have you make your food hand stay the food hand, otherwise the dog is going to go, you know what? There was food in that other hand. They both smell like food, so so make it easy on them,
Right.
And you can make it easy by showing them, hey, there's something here, there's nothing there. All right, which hand?
Okay. Hope that was fun and informative. So we'll see you next month on Positive Partners.
Enjoy it.